Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to EOTT with me, Jimmy James. And for those of you, I hope my message finds you well, of course, first and foremost. But for those of you who remember my wonderful conversation with the one and only Justin Danneman, Justin's hard at work at the moment. He's working on his book. Can't wait to get to grips with that. It's going to be amazing. But in the meantime, he's been kind enough to share with us his fantastic research skills. He's one of the more discerning types, our Justin, and yeah, he's put together a succinct little update, which I thought it would be remiss of me not to share with the EOTT listeners, because I know, how you guys get down, you like to know what's going on. So I'm just going to hit the little screen share. Bear with me a moment. And, yeah, so here we go. I'm going to just read it out quickly, and I'll put the links in the description box. So, courtesy of my brother from another mother, Justin Danneman. As Justin says, so, I have been researching the so-called coronavirus, and I'm noticing no one is really providing accurate information. I would usually write an article, and Justin's got some fantastic articles, again, which I will be posting in the description box. But he says, all my free time is dedicated to finishing my book, which is way more important. So instead, I'm making a quick post. Most of the videos coming out of China are fake or edited. Algorithms have become sophisticated enough that they can take any video and replicate anyone's voice. China is, after all, one of the first to introduce an AI newscaster that looks like a real person. I never heard of that. There is no virus. Not even one of the medically relevant viruses has ever been isolated. There is no proof of their existence. It is being used as a cover for mass 5G deployment and the imminent financial meltdown and food shortages, paving the way for smart, sustainable cities and mandatory vaccinations. It's not fear porn, guys. It's just reality. It's what's being found. It's what we can. It's the best sense we can make so far, basically. So there's a few points that he's made. We have the virus being predicted in 1981 by Dean Koontz, in which he calls it Wuhan 400. I'm pretty sure I read that book during my vacation in the old Windsor Hotel group. There's a link there for that. I'll put that in the description box. It goes on to say, a month before the virus was announced, Wuhan had launched over 300 5G base stations. Awesome. The link will be included. Then announced they will help to fight the virus by installing more 5G nodes. Awesome. Again, links included. Right on schedule, China announces this virus will help usher in smart cities. Oh, how convenient. Shocker. Global 5G map correlates to most virus cases. Surprise, surprise. The Wuhan National Biosafety Laboratory is the only lab in China designated for studying dangerous pathogens, which indicates a possible man-made element. In other words, they can isolate cells and inject foreign cells into humans via vaccines. Oh, and it gets better. Inovio was awarded a $9 million grant to help develop a vaccine for the coronavirus, which they were able to do in 2 hours. Okay, links included. This post is already long enough, but I would read more about the corruption with Inovio here, and again, the link will be included in the description box. The supply chain chaos unfolds at major Chinese ports as frozen meat containers pile up. 80% of all pharmaceutical drugs come from China. There will soon be drug shortages and food shortages. Links included. And lastly, the US military are prepping for coronavirus pandemic. Martial law / mandatory vaccinations imminent. Alrighty, well, let's just say you won't be vaccinating me, I'll tell you that now. Be practicing the Wim Hof method. Apparently you do the Wim Hof method, you don't never get ill, so that's something worth looking into. And it's just little illustrations essentially to accompany the post. This one's quite telling. I'm not sure if it's real, but we can assume that it is. I'm hearing all sorts of stuff going on over there. Hong Kong, when it was all kicking off, and apparently now they're all locked away in their apartment buildings. Not a coincidence, like Epstein not killing himself. Oh, let's not get into that now today. Let's not digress. Bill and Melinda Gates fund more than 15% of the World Health Organization's annual budget, far more than any single nation on the planet, making them the majority shareholder. Bill and Melinda Gates fully fund Gavi, G-A-V-I, the world's largest vaccine distributor to second and third world countries. Bill and Melinda Gates also fund CEPI, C-E-P-I, which in turn funds nearly all research and development of new vaccines, including the coronavirus vaccine. already. Manufacturers of new vaccines can apply to the WHO indeed, yes, World Health Organization, for 60-day fast-track approval to release their vaccines in countries that do not have FDA-type authorities without undergoing full clinical trials. Sounds fully legit. Bill and Melinda Gates now have global control of the development, approval, and distribution of vaccines. Their only competitor is the Clinton Foundation, and we all know how good the Clinton Foundation are. Yeah, remember one of their employees got caught smuggling 30 children out of Haiti, and is now apparently back with the government. But anyway, that's on the side. This is quite an interesting one. So we've got the corona is the field around high voltage electricity. It is the breach of the corona field that is the basis of lightning. Corona discharge is the electrical discharge brought on by the ionization of the fluid such as air surrounding a conductor that is electrically charged. In the air, coronas generate gases such as ozone, nitric oxide, and in turn nitrogen dioxide, and thus nitric acid if water vapor is present. These gases are corrosive and can degrade and embrittle nearby materials, and are also toxic to humans and the environment. Corona is the EMF field that is generated close to high voltage power transmission. Corona severely damages the reproductive cells in the liver. Corona causes sterility, miscarriages, and infertility. Corona radiation kills most high voltage electricians by the time they're 55 years old. That's interesting, I wasn't aware of that. They've labeled those symptoms to be caused by a viral attack called coronavirus. Coincidence that 5G will cause all those symptoms of corona field exposure. They will have a chemical injection to cure you from the harmful reactions to radiation upon your reproductive cells. Take note, death is a common side effect of their cure. And here we have All K-pop, I think it's called, this website. Symptoms of microwave illness. Exposure to 5G waves leads to flu-like symptoms. And as you can see, the list is quite extensive. You can pause and have a little read through that yourselves. I won't bore you by reading out the whole list. And then this is another interesting one. Well, look what's included in the list of non-influenza infections that you are at increased risk of acquiring after receiving an inactivated flu vaccine. Rhinovirus, Coxsackie/Echovirus, never even heard of that one. Coronavirus, hello, lo and behold. Human metapneumovirus, excuse me. Human metapneumovirus, got there in the end. Parainfluenza, respiratory syncytial virus, syncytial virus, I think that's probably is. Syncytial virus, Syncity, no joke there, RSV. Trivalent inactivated influenza vaccine, TIV recipients had an increased risk of virologically confirmed non-influenza infections. Being protected against influenza, TIV recipients may lack temporary non-specific immunity that are protected against other respiratory viruses. Shenanigans. And I found this myself the other day, actually, from a post I shared, Empowering Better Humans, which I'll put the link in the description box. I would like to give Biosynth a ring and find out who buys adrenochrome, what do they buy it for. It's obviously made synthetically, and that's another side, but also it's made by this Wuhan Corp. Adrenochrome, if you don't know what adrenochrome is, that's another kettle of fish altogether. I'm not going to get into that right now, but yes, interesting links being found. And old Dennis Healy, world events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings. This is what we're seeing, guys. It's absolute shenanigans. I think it's only right that I share, bear with please. I've not had the pleasure of conversing with Annie Logical yet, but I am hoping to in the very near future. I think it's just worth, especially from my comrades, sharing the geographical mass known as England. I'm a visitor from another planet, and it's happening in London. Coincidentally, it just seems that Virgin or Virgin Healthcare just at the same time taking over the English kind of side of the NHS. So I'm going to put this little video on. I hope the volume works okay. It's not very long, it's only 4 minutes, but it's actually very, very informative and interesting. So thank you, Analogical, for your research and sharing this video. So I'm just going to hit play and let it go.
Hello, social media. I'd like to draw your attention to a piece of legislation that was passed rather unceremoniously into Parliament on the 10th of February. On this day, legislation was pushed through that allows the police to enter any premises or place and forcibly obtain either one person or a group of people. They can then lock them up for an initial 24 hours, then take them to another facility for 2 weeks maximum, in which time they can be moved to several other places, all of which is determined by the suspicions that someone might have the coronavirus. This legislation has been passed in England only. So it's given the police the powers to forcibly detain anyone, any group, even whole neighbourhoods that their government has declared are coronavirus areas. This is the seeds of the next phase of total control over the population. Given the supposed creation of the lab-created coronavirus by this Ralph Barrett guy, who has also declared that the coronavirus can be asymptomatic, so there'll be no symptoms, I think we can see where this is headed. Especially with made-up stories to promote this scam even further, such as those claims that a prisoner in Bullingdon Prison has been diagnosed. Now, it's important to realise that Bullingdon Prison has its health department run by Virgin, who have basically taken over the NHS contracts and have been given the go-ahead by Matt Hancock, who also is the same person who signed this legislation. Patient care by outsourced private contractors like Branson's Virgin Care gives these people the opportunity to infiltrate the healthcare system and to toe the party line with either false information or even forced treatment during this alleged pandemic. So Virgin Care operates 400 NHS services in England. So is this why the legislation has only been passed in England? Branson is also linked to Garvey, who set the prices for vaccines, and he's teamed up with others on vaccine drives. So I think it will be interesting to see the stories that come out about corona that link back to Virgin and its GP services and healthcare disabilities. As for the little prat that is Matt Hancock, the ex-Bank of England economist, who has signed this legislation into Parliament. This is the same man who was in charge of the Department of Commerce, Media and Sport, which was changed to change its name to Digital Commerce, Media and Sport quite recently. And he's the same person who's behind the 5G agenda as far as the funding went. Now, we can see once again this revolving door of eugenic pushers being put in control each step of the process. So I'll leave that with you. So keep your eyes peeled for information in healthcare with Branson's link. All right, thanks for listening. Stay safe.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Annie Logical. You're an absolute legend. And yeah, thank you to Justin Danneman for putting that little report together for us, a little post, quite informative. What can I say, guys? It is what it is. So I thought it was worth me making a wee little video just to share with you guys, because I know you're all kind of probably in the mix of this, all wondering what's going on. So what can I say, guys? Stay safe, take care out there. Share this far and wide. You know, police officers, husbands or wives of police officers, get it sent to them, show it to them, show them what's going down. And here in Swindon, we're lucky we've got a local meetup. We meet in the pub every second or fourth Thursday. It's called the Rabbit Hole. We don't get out from behind these computer screens and we just meet socially and physically. And I think that's important. So I would encourage anyone to kind of maybe start some local meetup groups so we can crack on and hopefully start raising awareness of this stuff and come into some solutions in 2020. But in the meantime, much love to you all, guys. Stay safe and take care, and I'll catch up with you soon. All the best.